My goal here wasn't to talk bad about our differences. I was just trying to point that we have differences that are in fact true. Black America is not Black Africa at all. The Black of the old diaspora who are close to us, to Africa, the closest that we have, are Black French, and those who in a way, even if there is a distance, but who in the way still protect the African heritage are the Black diaspora of South America and some of Central America. Okay, the Black in the US are completely different from us. The skin color is probably the only thing that unites us, but other than that, no. And I have to agree on them with that, because it's a fact, it's true. There's nothing. Some of them even say, do not compare me to Africans. And I understand. I think it's clearly what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. So it is important to understand the motivation of this homeland return now, which is very good. But do you think that all of them are coming back to Africa because they want to know Africa, or because it's about opportunity? Because when someone comes for opportunity, it doesn't have the same mindset, okay? Then someone who comes because I want to know you, it's different mindset, okay? I'm glad that the other one are coming home, but I just worry to do about those who come for their own interest. And I pray that they don't bring stuff that we don't want to have in Africa, that we are trying to protect our culture. The only thing that I think they are being connected to us in the way is witchcraft. Yeah, because you will hear Black American talking about Oshun and stuff like that, witchcraft. That's the only thing that are probably interested in Africa for them, which will disappoint me in the way, because there is much more to discover about Africa. When I was invited to a school, because I went to school. That was my early years in America, when we went to in our university, and there was a program. We were asked to go to see students in a school to present to them about our countries, and we were countries from Europe, Asia, and Africa. So we have different countries in Africa, okay? I don't want to lie to you. I entered a classroom. I remember that classroom again. There were pictures of slavery on the wall. You understand? Little children had pictures of slavery, like graphic image of people, of Black people, mortified, how you say the word in English, with blood, body torture, image, violent pictures of Black doing slavery. Even me, when I was young, we were going to school at the time. Even in high school, we didn't see pictures like that. And this kind of picture can be very brutal for children, but also can go deep and consciously in their mind. I don't think that it was a good idea for them, because in the classroom you have white, Black, Hispanic kids in the same classroom. But these pictures, if I was a teacher, I would not put them on the wall for children. It was too brutal. Because even me, when I went to America, and when I studied American history, watching these pictures was really strong. What picture, the impact of picture it can have on us. And I think that it wasn't a good thing to do, because unconsciously you are teaching something to children. When I saw that, really, it hurt me a lot. but I couldn't talk because I was international, no matter what I say. But later on, I was also invited to talk about my country also, but that wasn't that was something else, to talk about Africa. It was a little group of kids, and I saw how the kids, okay, were looking at me, and most of them were black in the room, Black American kids. When the person said that I was coming from Africa, I know they had expectation of something. I didn't know what, but I knew at that moment that I would have to talk to them about Africa before slavery. Unfortunately, Africa hasn't, there was no more evolution after slavery and colonialism. Africa stopped to dominate in the world the moment they enter into slavery. When I talk about dominate, I talk about the word dominus. I know the word domino in the Latin root, the Latin word domino meaning God. It has stopped being gods in the history of the world when slavery happened. And we have stopped, because you look all over the world, everybody, you saw evolution in other parts of the world except in Africa. And unfortunately, some people don't know that Africa has already entered the history of the world a long time ago, but because they see how the continent is today, they assume that we never enter. Like one of the French presidents once said that Africa has never entered the history of the world, which is completely nonsense, because we did already. I knew at that moment that when I saw these kids, they needed to know Africa, how it was before. And I told them about the empires of African empire, the Mali, Empire of Mali, the Songhai, the Egyptian empire. I had to talk to them about kingdoms, the Monomotapa, that was in Zambian area, Botswana, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, I think. You have all this kingdom, Oyo Ife, Benin Kingdom, Dahomey. And show to these children that there is no shame of having African roots, because Africa is the beginning of everything. And I understand that because Africa has made no more evolution, and it made sense because during slavery, many the youth were gone. They were gone to build America. That's where they were gone. So who were left? Children maybe, and the people who were maybe older the most. So the knowledge, the skill, the youth, the strength were gone to build another continent. Okay? And it makes sense that when you see this whole Black American has created many things. Yeah, you have many Black Americans who invented stuff. You have Washington Carter, I think. You have many people who have created stuff in the history in America, Black American. They did so many things. They did incredible things. But Africa were left without her children. They were all gone. There is no shame to be African. That's all I want to say. Okay? There is no shame to be Africans. It's unfortunate because we have been in a system that has completely enslaved us after colonialism, and we are still in neo-colonialism. But I don't know what's going to be tomorrow. We still struggle. That's why I say, and I talk to young Africans, that the future is yours. It's not about this politician, the people, the African government. They are already old. They will do nothing for you because they understand nothing. They don't understand your needs. Do they know artificial intelligence? They have no clue what is artificial intelligence. They don't know what is the new gadget, the new technology. They have no clues. It's you. If you don't stand up for your future today, your life, your future will be I don't know how to say that, interrupted. Because these people, they will be sitting in power for decades, they don't care. You have to stand up for today, your tomorrow. It's you, young African. Last time I said that, I show you young French, early 30s, who are talking about the politics of their country. What are your ambitions for your country, Africans, young Africans? Stop dancing. Stop singing. Think about today, your tomorrow. It's now. There is no age to be in politics. There is no age. Actually, we have a say in, there is a quote of the book Le Cid of Corneille. He say, aux âmes bien nées, la valeur n'attend pas le moins d'années. I will put the translation in English. Age has nothing to do with anything. If you are mature in your head, that's all matter. You know, the soul is already old. I think you heard about Plato, reminiscence of Plato. You are doing stuff already before you came on earth. So if you are called to be a leader, you already have it before you came on this flesh body. Your soul is old. The body is just the amount of time you will be on earth. These people don't know what are your needs now. If you lead them, you let them just decide for you, there is nothing you will have from them. What I said to young Africans today is to stand up. We made the mistake because we thought that politics was only for older people. No. If we knew that politics, we could be starting politics at the age of 20s, there was nothing wrong with it. It starts by what? You can start with little group talking together. How can you improve your neighborhood? How can you clean your neighborhood? How can you talk to people in your neighborhood? You start, and then you need to read a lot. Not any kind of books, of course. You know, most of the students in the world, most of the revolutions start with students in the world. I will show you a picture that always marked me. It was Tiananmen Square. It was a student who stood up in front of the military tank. I was representing operation in China at the time. I tried to look again what happened to this man. I tried to look again, Googling what happened to this man who did that, what he did. The thing say that we don't know what happened to the man. They just say that the man entered the tank, and I don't know. But you know that sometimes you don't have to be a leader. It's just someone who decides that enough is enough. In Africa, we enter 2025 and we are still struggling with the basic needs in the continent. 2025, it doesn't shock you? Technology is advancing. Today, Elon Musk is thinking about sending SpaceX to Mars. What about us? Why are we just focused on sex and stuff, on dance? No. I understand that you have passion for music and art, but it's time for us that to put, you have young Africans who are very smart, but because they are poor, they cannot bring their talents outside to the world for their country to be known. For how long are we going to be sitting there and complaining? You are the young generation. We made the mistake not to get involved into politics. When politicians make decisions, we are taking it and that's it. No, it's time that young people, you wake up, you stand up, you have a position. You have to know. Stand for your countries. We have to stand for our countries. I understand that we made the wrong decision by maybe running. I don't say that we run away, but sometimes the situation is so difficult. But you still have people in Africa who are supporting oppressive system. What can we do in 2025? Nobody want to change. We have to change. The people who are sitting there in power, they are older. They don't know your needs. Only you can make your voice heard. Enter politics. It's the only way. I don't ask you to be violent. I don't ask you to be, but I ask you to be assertive and to make your voice heard. The world is changing. We are still decades backward. And our government making decisions by welcoming our old diaspora. Imagine what's going to happen if they don't even prepare their return properly. I'm just saying. Thank you for watching.